All right, and we are live. How's it going, everybody? Thank you all again for joining us today for another episode of the Touching You Talk Show. We got us another one, big one here again with my brother Jordan Diggs, Jay Diggs, all of the many names, man. He's doing a lot of big things. We connected last year for the first time, and we're
Yep.
actually just talking before we came live here. It's crazy that it's been that long. It was last August when we met, bro, and that's
Yeah.
crazy. It doesn't feel like it's been that long at all. Before we dig in, I want to give a big shout out to El Sheila Black. Thank you again, always for allowing us to use your platform. Both Jordan and I,
Absolutely.
we both are doing our thing, and again, you're allowing us to use your platform to just spread a word and just to get on and be ourselves, and we really appreciate that. With that being said, man, we're kind of gonna roll in. I'm gonna let my brothers go ahead and just say something to reintroduce yourself over there.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name
Yeah.
is Jordan Diggs, better known as J Diggs the Prodigy, Diggs. However you know me, wherever you know me from, one thing that remains the same is I'm a forever a Diggs. So it's
Yes,
good to be
sir.
back. Like you said before, we connected last year in August. Since then, I've been on here two other times as the host. So it's
Mhm.
nice to be back as a guest slash
Yes.
host. Like it's a combination of the both this time around. So a lot has transpired in the last, what are we gonna call it, 8 9 months.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we're about
crazy,
nine we're about
bro.
9 months away from a year, so yeah, a lot has transpired in the last 9 months, so
And it
yeah.
really does not feel like that at all, bro. I feel like I just met you. I was thinking maybe like 3 months, 4 months, but then I realized we're in 2025 and almost
Yeah, 20.
halfway,
Yeah.
almost
We're
halfway
about
through
to
this.
be we're about to be real deep into the beginnings of Gemini season. Shout out to all my Geminis
You're a
that's
Gemini,
watching.
girl.
Yes, I am. Yes, I
Thanks.
am. June 3rd. I'm a June Gemini too, the best Geminis.
Actually, the
So
worst ones, actually.
nah, don't start.
Stereotypically.
Don't start. Don't let me light some sage. Let me light some
No.
virtual sage. The haters, they hate the
Oh
Geminis. I
man,
don't know
heck
why. We don't be bothering nobody.
yeah, okay. All right. We're gonna let you have that one. But man, again, thank you, bro, for coming in. And again, like it's gonna be kind of collab this time. Um, super happy to have you. I've kind of got a few things here. We're just gonna kind of reconnect again. What some things that we kind of got going right now from the
Mhm.
last time. Um, we know that you got your big project coming up.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
actually, and I think is it two or just one, or you
We
just
got we
finished
got we
one?
got a single and we got a project. And
Let's
then there's
go.
another one that I really haven't shared with anybody, but I'm gonna share it with y'all tonight. So
Come on, man. We get the exclusive. Let's
exclusive.
let's go. And then after that, we're just gonna touch on a little bit of what we're doing in our local churches. If I remember correctly, you are a PK. I think the
I
last
am.
time we did connect, you had just updated a few things at the church. I think the media system and
Yep.
things of that. So we're gonna connect on how those things are going. We're actually at my church. Again, I'm also a PK, and we've started some of those adjustments as well, man, and upgrades into the church. So super excited about that.
Love to
So
hear it. Love to
yeah,
hear it.
man, we're gonna share and kind of sit in our happiness of what we got going, bro.
Yes, upgrades
Yeah.
means growth because the
Yes,
church
sir.
can't the church can't afford to upgrade anything without the people and the
Yeah.
congregation growing. So
Yes,
the
sir.
fact that we were going through upgrades and still are, and y'all are going through upgrades as well, that means there's growth. So we
Yes,
love to
sir.
hear that.
Amen, amen, amen. And then lastly on that, we're gonna hit you with a quick trivia game, bro. We got a
Ooh,
would
some
you rather
trivia.
Bible edition. We're gonna see see what you prefer to do with some of the stories in the Bible, man.
Oh man.
All right, cool, man. We're gonna jump right in. Again, also for all of the guests, please feel free to comment, um, to send in questions and things as you like. We want to make this one a little just more collaborative than maybe before. Happy to have you all here with us again.
Please,
So,
please.
jumping in, brother. You want to get into your project, man? So you just had a okay. And remind me again. You just had a single that you just did, or is that the project?
So the single actually doesn't release until Tuesday, May 27th, but the pre-sales and pre-orders for it started this past Friday.
Let's go.
Over the last year, I've come to really embrace and discover the importance of still purchasing music versus just always streaming it. Yeah, like a lot of people don't realize if Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, any of them were to just disappear and
Mm.
stop streaming,
Yeah, yeah.
you would be left with almost nothing if you've never been buying music.
Hmm.
So from the consumer
I
side of
see what you
things,
mean with
I
that. Yeah.
encourage people to go and buy the music that they genuinely love.
Hmm.
If you love it and you just say, "Oh, this is the song I gotta hear every day. This is my song that helps me get through X, Y, and Z." Go
Yeah.
buy that song. Buy it.
Hmm.
69 cents, 99 cents, 29, 5.99, however much the project costs. Like y'all don't understand how important it is to the artist that you buy the music, but
Mm.
you hopefully one day will not have to find out the hard way how important it is to you to buy the music. But
Mm.
beyond that,
Mm.
so I'm doing the pre-orders for that right now. That project will release on the 27th. I have or sorry, that's just a single. That's Sunset Dreams, fully clean track. It's all about,
Uh,
going from kind of not having much of anything and trying to learn to hustle and grind
mm.
to, reaching that. And it's like
Nice.
the sun is
Okay.
setting, but it's the dreams of the sunset. When you get to the end of the
Mm.
day and you can look out over the landscape at all the things that you've gotten and things like that, like that's when you really get to enjoy that beautiful sunset. Like some people are like, oh, I like to watch the sunrise. No, I want to see the sunset so I can look back on everything I did and really
Oh,
enjoy where I'm sitting at when the sun goes down.
that's cold, brother. That's
Yeah, so
cold.
that's
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
that. And then so last week I announced, or we announced, I did ink a deal with Oh I Like That Music.
Hmm.
They will be licensing out all of my music to be used in TV shows, movies, video games, etc.
Let's
Anywhere you
go.
can hear music outside of just streaming it, you will soon be able to hear me.
Let's go.
And so they will be exclusively releasing a project that I put together late last year, early this year, called Maturation of a King.
Hmm.
For those of you who've been around for any amount of time, I had a three-part project that I did called Uncrowned King, and it was
Hmm.
volume one. Then the volume two was Uncrowned King, Loyalty Over Royalty.
Yep.
Volume three was called The Coronation.
Come on.
So this falls in line with it, but it's not part of that trilogy. That trilogy is done. It is behind me, but now we're going through
Got
the
you.
maturation phase. How do
Mm.
you, once you become the king, how do you mature as a king? Those of you who've read anything in the Bible, you know the story of King David.
Yes,
He
sir.
became a king young, and he had to mature as a
Mm.
king. This doesn't directly mirror that, but it does. It's
Yes.
like a funhouse mirror. I'm talking about going through the things that it takes to become a king, but
Hmm.
not it's not so biblical based. The album is completely clean, except for some profanity from my barber on an interlude. But that's him.
Yeah.
But everything else I'm doing is it's clean and it's funny. I say it's not biblical, but some of the track titles, like the first track is called Genesis. The second
Nice.
track is Trials and Tribulations.
Come on.
There's
Yeah.
Crown of Thorns. It's hard
Yeah.
to say it's not a biblical
It
project when those are the names of the songs,
sounded
but
quite biblical to me, brother.
I just don't want people going in and listening to it and it was like, I didn't hear him say nothing about God. It's
Mm.
not,
I
disclaimer,
see you on
it's
that.
not a
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian project, but I'm a Christian that made the
Right.
project. So
Yeah.
I
It's
had to do
inspired.
it that
Yeah.
way.
I like that,
So
brother.
yeah. I got to stay true to my roots. I feel like over the last couple of years, I've gone more to just making music for what
Mm.
I want it to be,
Hmm.
and more people have embraced the music. So it works out better that way.
That's pretty cool, bro. Because like just listening to, like you said, with your previous project, the idea behind it start. It seems like it all makes sense. Like, do you get inspired by a certain thing and then be like, "This is how I'm gonna start a project," or is it the project you kind of go with the flow of wherever the faith is taking you? Then at the end, it's like, then you realize, wow, all of these things were connected. Like, is there a
So
process of how you go about that?
I honestly, I'll start off just creating random songs. Like I
Yeah.
might hear a beat or have an idea and I'll write a
Mm,
song and I'll make the song and I might sit on it. I might release it as a single or something like that. And then as I just create more songs,
mm,
if they start to kind of align with each other for a certain theme, I'll go with it.
yeah.
One thing that I've really embraced recently, especially with trying to be more intentional and getting my thoughts out, because I have a lot of thoughts, I have a lot of ideas, and they don't make sense when I just write them down in my notes, and they don't make sense if
Yeah.
I just tell somebody. But, and I know anybody who's an artist is watching this is gonna want to hang me for this. Chat GPT has helped
Oh
me
yeah.
organize my thoughts.
Hmm.
Chat
Yeah.
GPT is not writing for me,
Right.
but Chat GPT is helping me organize
Organize
my
your
thoughts
thoughts.
better.
That's good though.
Um,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
had
for work
to
and things like that, yeah,
Yeah, I had to
it's really
embrace
good
that
for
because
it.
I was nervous about using ChatGPT because I didn't want to like put a line in there and be like, how can I say this better? And then turn around and spit out a whole song and be like, no, I don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
be
yeah. They
inspired by
try to
none of that.
scare you a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
It's gonna be
I embraced it because I use AI at work, and I use AI outside of work. Like we
mhm,
can't get away
mhm.
from it. Everyone's like, oh, I don't trust it. Yeah. Well, people didn't trust smartphones at one point. People didn't trust cell
You see,
phones.
bro,
They didn't
yeah, it's
trust CDs. They
gonna
didn't
be
trust
hard.
MP3 players, DVD players, etc. All new technology is going to be met with some kind of resistance because people fear what they don't know.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and I
So
like you said, I think it's gonna be hard, like, to kind of stray away from the AI. Eventually it's probably gonna flood the scene.
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
AI is everywhere. Like at
it's
work,
literally everywhere.
when I'm having meetings with whether I'm doing like my project management homework or I'm having
Mhm.
meetings with clients and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I have an AI bot that comes into the meeting, listens to the meeting,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
about 10 to 15 minutes after the meeting is over, it sends me notes.
Full
It takes
notes
the
and
minutes for
everything.
me.
Yes.
Yeah, and it'll
Yes.
even give me like ideas of, hey, next time you meet with this person, make sure you talk
Action
about this, or
items,
next time, yeah.
objectives. Yes, bro.
So
It's yeah.
embrace it.
That
Use it
is
as a
true.
tool.
That's true, bro. The in your process of doing so, and from previous experience and then your experiences you got right now, again, you have another project that you're working on right now that's soon to drop. Um, were there any challenges or like breakthroughs that you like significantly noticed and can note on? In the I guess the process of dropping this project.
And putting this project together, because this is the first full project that I've put together that again is completely clean outside of the interludes from my barber. And I didn't even tell him whenever he was sending me the audio clips that I was going to use them, but
Yeah.
he was sending me audio clips talking about a previous album. And I said, "Hey, I'm gonna
Uh,
use these audio clips in a new song." And he was like, "All right, cool, do what you got to
yeah.
do." Well, the previous album wasn't clean, so he wasn't under the idea that it needed to be clean.
Yeah, I see what
So I
you
mean, but
mean.
it's
Yeah.
just, yeah. So I mean,
And
even when you listen to the song, like you can hear the clippers in the background. That's why he sends voice notes because he don't have time to stop and text because he's
facts,
cutting hair.
facts.
So, but one of the biggest growth or aha moments or things that I had to come through with this was using my vocabulary. Like
Mm,
I'm not a dumb or ignorant person. Like my dad raised me well.
come on.
He made sure I was doing what I had to do in school. I
Yeah.
have a large vocabulary.
Right.
I don't have to use profanity in the music, but coming from doing so much rap for so long and just having
Yeah.
the freedom to say whatever I want, it's hard
Yeah. Kind of
because
rough at
every
times.
now and then you want to drop one of them fiery four-letter words,
Yeah.
like
It
sprinkle
make
in
it
there
hit.
or
It add a
whatever.
little sprinkle on there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it make it
I got
hit,
you. I got you.
but at the same time, discovering other ways to get that
Yeah.
same hit without having to use those words, that has been a growth for me because obviously, like I did the Christian track, I'm Still Here last year.
Hmm.
It was easy to do that without cursing because I'm talking about the Bible. There's
Right.
really no cursing in the Bible. They will say someone cursed, but they won't say what they said.
They said right.
So
Right.
yeah, so it was easier. But then transitioning that into the everyday music that I was making, that made it a little bit difficult because you want to get in there and drop the N bomb. You want to say be
Yeah.
this and MF that. And I'm just like, no, I can't do it.
Right.
I got to stop. But that also helped me align with other artists who just
Hmm.
inherently had better vocabularies. Like I sent a song to one guy and I did not tell him, hey, like
Hmm.
don't curse on this. I didn't tell him it's not a Christian track,
Yeah.
but I was like, I did my whole verse, and it was heavy,
Yeah.
and I did no cursing, and he sent
Drop them
his verse
bars.
back, and he bodied me, and
Yeah.
there was no cursing. I was like, bro, I really appreciate you not cursing in that. He was like, I didn't even realize I didn't curse. He was like, but
Man.
when you have a good vocabulary, like it's that easy, and
I love
I'm
that.
trying to create a standard with the people that I collaborate with. If you're getting on my song,
Yeah,
you cannot curse.
yeah. I love that, bro. Having
Especially
boundaries and
now
having, yeah,
with me doing the music for sync opportunities and stuff like that. Like some
mhm,
of the sync opportunities are cool with having the cursing. Some of them request it. Like they
yeah,
want the
yeah.
spicy songs. So I have older music for that. And I will probably still
Look,
make
that's
music
right.
where I curse, but the
Okay.
music that I myself am
Hmm.
gonna put out and push is not gonna have any profanity in it if I can help it.
I love that, brother. Sounds like a few things in there, like one, maturity, two, setting boundaries, and then three, you can may even be like starting identity for yourself. I know when
Yeah.
Andre 3000 did that one time, that was like a big thing, and it kind of boosted his like morale of who he is and the respect for him as a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's dope, brother. I like that.
Yeah, people got to put down everything else they're doing and pick up a thesaurus. It's not that hard to find
Yeah.
other words that can hit. There's some words out there that I had never used. I had only heard in school and stuff like
Yeah.
that that I catch myself using in a song and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I can imagine how that like expands your vocabulary, like having to learn different words that give a different punch or a different meaning or analogy of something that
Yeah.
like shoots. To be honest with you, I think some of and this is kind of maybe embarrassing myself, but some of the bigger words that I've learned, at least in my childhood, like I paid more attention to it because like rappers like Lil Wayne said it. He would throw a vocabulary at you. He said the
Yep.
bad words, but he said some real
Yeah.
good ones too.
The
And
bad words
I,
catch your attention and then
I'm
he
like,
throw a
wait,
big word in there.
what does that mean? And then you go hit
Ti
hit
is
on
notorious
Google,
for that.
Ti as well, yeah, man.
That
And you
man is a
go
walking
hit Google,
thesaurus.
exactly, bro. We learned a little something, and I think yeah, that'd be a nice little tool right there. You could be teaching the young bucks.
I mean, it's
Go on,
possible.
go
Like
on,
I just did a show back on May 8th. I opened up for Bone Thugs and Harmony.
yo.
And
Hold
now
on, wait,
granted the
wait,
song
wait, wait. You just ran past that like that's
oh
just. Hold on, man. Can I continue
my
this?
bad, my bad.
Yes, bro. Hey, that's
Yes,
what's up, man.
we
That's dope. Congratulations on that. I hope that
thank you.
I you got a lot of photos on your page of a
Hmm.
real big show. I'm assuming that's probably it.
Yep, that's it. So the
Hey,
photos I've been posting have been
that's
of
lit.
it. I've posted a few like fan videos and things like that, but I have an official show recap video coming. My manager, he owns the company, Credible Shots.
Yeah.
He's putting together the official recap and everything like that. But not only was that like my biggest show so far, that was the first show that I did where I performed with a live band, like a full
Yo.
five-piece band. And shout out to JMG House Band, LB the Prodigy. Like it was a dream come true. Growing up in the church, all we knew was music with a band.
Right,
The
right,
church
right.
had a band.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
on special occasions, the church I grew up in would bring in horns and stuff like that. Like
yeah.
we had a drummer and a couple guitar players and an
Yo,
organist and a keyboardist all the time. But
come on.
when that musical came through, they got the horns and everything. I haven't gotten that far,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I did align with
Yo.
JMG House Band and LB the Prodigy. Shout out to TikTok for making that connection for me and LB the Prodigy. Shout out
Mm,
to Instagram for making the
shout
connection with
out.
me and JMG House Brown or House Band. But the cool thing is so I had to drive down to Bryan, Texas, which is just shy of College Station, about 2.5 hours from where I am. And I was rehearsing with them. And come to find out, not only are all of us real deep into music, we all grew up and are still active in church
Come on.
and we're all anime nerds. I was like, how much more like
Yo,
destined was this that it was
what's
supposed to
your
come
favorite
together?
anime,
Like
bro?
my favorite anime will always be Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon
Come
Ball
on now.
GT, Dragon Ball
Yes,
Super, all of that. And that's because
yes.
like I was so rooted into that growing up. I used to watch it in Spanish in the
Come
mornings.
on, bro. Wait,
Like
you want Dragon
they
Ball
had
Z
a
in Spanish? They have a
Spanish
Spanish
dubbed
version?
version on Cartoon Network in the mornings. Like my dad used to wake me up at like 5 in the morning or
Like, how
whatever because he'd
early
be
are you
getting ready to
getting
go
up
to
to see
work,
the Spanish version?
and I'd be sitting there watching like Nickelodeon or whatever. And then whenever I would switch to Cartoon Network, for whatever reason, they had a
Yeah.
Spanish dub of Dragon Ball Z, and it
You
was like the
jealous?
earlier episodes. Yeah, well, in Fort Worth. Yeah, I don't know. It may not have been in Cartoon Network, but whatever channel it
No, it
was,
wasn't
w-
Cartoon Network.
whatever channel it was, they were. I would purposely go and watch that version in
Yeah,
the morning, and then get out of school and watch it in English and try to
that's
make the
crazy.
correlation between the words until I learned Spanish. But we came together.
That is
LB
crazy.
had already done live arrangements of a few of my songs. So I sent it to them so they could learn them,
Hmm.
only for us to then tweak them to something way better than what was originally created.
That's cold.
And like we are now on the cusp of doing some really big things as a
Yeah.
collective. Like we've already booked two more shows as a band. We're working on booking a music festival in September as a
Let's
band,
go. Let's go.
which I'm gonna have to get in shape for because they talking about 45-minute performance. I
Oh,
don't know about 45 minutes. That's a whew,
nah, bro, you got to take all of that. Take all of
woo,
that.
40.
Come
Oh,
on,
yeah, I'm
man.
gonna do the whole 45 minutes, but Lord have mercy. Like
That's
I
what's
don't
up,
know if I can
man.
do 45 minutes, but it's awesome. And so we're gonna work on there's a lot of stuff coming. I don't want to speak on all of it because I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
know the anticipation is there. And when I say big things are coming, I don't say it often. So know that I mean it when I say it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, brother. I love that, bro. No, it sounds like, and I'm having a reflective moment, bro. I remember when I met you in August, and we spoke about it. The last thing you said before we got off, you was like, "I promise you all, and I'm making this a promise. The next time I speak to you, there's gonna be big things in the works." Come on,
Yep.
man.
Yep,
Come
and here
on,
we
man.
are. Here
Come
we
on,
are,
man.
full circle moment. Not
Come
even a
on, man.
full year later. Not even a full year later.
I love
I
that for
made
you,
that
bro.
promise. I made that promise and I stood on that. And God helped put people in place
Oh
to help me
God.
do that. Like I don't even say like I keep occasionally I'll be like, oh, I opened up for Bone Thugs. But more often than not, I'm saying we did. And they're like, who is
Yeah.
we? You're one person. What's
Mhm.
your pronouns? It's still he, him, but we as in me and the band, like
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah,
my band, we and the band, me and the band,
yeah.
like we did this. And like it was a huge night, like
I love that,
hundreds
bro.
of people in there, it was packed. I like if you look at some of the pictures, you can tell how much I was sweating, but at one point
Oh yes,
you couldn't tell if it was sweat or if it was tears. That was a dream come
man.
true to have a band behind me. The
I love
DJ was on point. Shout out to Will Majors. He was ready. That dude is the utmost one
that.
of the most professional DJs I've ever worked with.
I love that.
And like I'm just looking forward to being able to do more shows with him. I don't care if he did say he retired. If I'd say Will Majors needs to be behind me for a
We're gonna have
performance,
to
he
make
better be
that.
there.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm trying to get in the studio, man. What's up,
Let
bro?
me know, man. I got a mic right here. The
Ah,
mic is right here.
let's do
And if
this,
you
bro.
if you don't like that mic, hold on.
Got
I got a
another
mic right here. I got another one. You take your pick.
one. Let's go, bro, man. Nah, for real, man. Giving your flowers, bro. I'm super proud to hear that.
Appreciate it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
man. We're gonna pivot here. Next, just talk about some church involvement, bro. Again, last time we talked, you had a lot of big things going on at the church. Y'all had just updated y'all's media systems and things. Are there any? We got LJ Sheila hopping on. Hop on freely, please, please. But just jumping right in, bro. Again, do y'all have some new things maybe in the works that you? Is there a next thing or? How is it, bro? How is everything
So
with the media and things? Yeah.
last time we talked, we had just done a bunch of updates to the media system, and that was back in
Mhm.
August.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the devil doesn't like to see you do too many great things. Back
Sure
in
do.
December, someone broke into the church and they damaged and stole some of the audio equipment that we had just replaced and things like that. And
Yeah.
so another church donated some replacement items to us because they had updated, so they donated it to us, and
Yeah.
we are working on replacing some things. But I mean, honestly, the sound sounds better than it ever has
Nice.
with what we're working with now. I mean, that's like it's the kindness of others in a time where like literally
Hallelujah.
someone like took the time to find a weak spot in the
Yes.
building to try to expose the weaknesses of the church or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be. And so I mean, they got what they got, but it didn't stop what we were doing.
Hallelujah.
So we were able to continue doing what we're doing. We just came off another successful Women's Day this past
Yeah.
Sunday. The whole month is Women's Month. All the women
Come
showed
on.
up this past Sunday in their blue and white. I had on
Yeah.
my blue and white with the flowers and whatnot because I'm walking in line with them. Funny
Hallelujah.
thing is because I mean I am a PK, but I had been kind of not involved in the church for quite some time.
Hmm.
Uh, Last year on Women's Day was my first day back in church, and I have only
Yeah.
missed one Sunday since then, and
Come
then
on.
cycling all the way back around to Women's Day this year. That makes pretty much
Come
a
on.
full year that I've been back and consistently active in the church. So I thank God for that. Um, I
That's what.
know we are planning a church like trip.
Hmm.
The whole church is gonna get together one Sunday after service. We're gonna hop on a bus or hop in some vans or whatever, and we're gonna go out somewhere and like spend the night somewhere as a church, and then come back the next day.
I love that.
My dad and my aunt are planning that as a collective for the church to do some things like that. And then of course we got summer coming up, so it's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna pop up throughout the summer. Um, since the last time we spoke, I've done some performances at other churches. Like I did a
Yes.
performance at
Oh,
Dayspring.
perform at other churches as well. Come on, man.
Yeah, Dayspring had me out for their redemption young adults conference that they had. So I got to perform there, and I met a singer by the name of Lakia Stokes. If y'all don't know who she is, you need to go find out who she is because she is bomb.
She
She
gonna
and I are gonna do some work together. Um, I met Pastor and First Lady McDuffie. They are awesome people as well, and of course, that was my first time actually physically going to Dayspring.
Hmm.
I had seen their services, and I had seen them at other things, and obviously they knew who I was because they know my
Yeah.
aunt Cindy, and they know my dad and all of that, so they
Yeah.
knew who I was. I didn't really know who
You
they
didn't know
were,
that.
but
Yeah. It'd be like
yeah,
that.
no, that's auntie and uncle over there. That's a second family over there at Dayspring because they were serious. They were like, "We want to get you out there." And at first I was like, "Okay,
Love
everybody
it.
says that." And then they contacted me and they were like, "I hope you didn't forget because we didn't." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, y'all were serious, serious.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do it." So,
I love that, bro.
but
Man, no,
yeah,
that's
yeah, it
dope.
was
Man,
great.
you performing at other churches and stuff now, man. You making me think, bro. We got my church. We're actually hosting a like a youth conference
Hmm.
here in June, June 19th through the 21st. Yeah, and
Let me know.
we're gonna
Let
have
me
a
know.
worship
We'll pull up.
night. Oh man, we're gonna have a worship night on the 20th. If you're available, man, I can write your name down right now.
Let me know, and I'll be
Okay,
there.
perfect.
I've got a couple. I have another gospel song, Christian song, whatever y'all want to call it, song.
Yeah.
It's unreleased because it is gonna be. It's already been pitched and selected for something. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for the paperwork to go through. But it's called "Father Forgive Me." I performed part of it at the Redemption conference. I gave them a sneak peek of it. I also did a kind of remix to Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us."
Okay.
Just because at the time it was, I mean, heck, it's
Hot.
still probably one of the biggest songs out there,
Yeah.
but at the time it was really hot. So I did that as kind of an intro to what I was doing that night. But yeah, we got it's a lot of things coming. I feel like
Yeah.
as when I stepped in to changing the music to being more of a reflection of who I really am,
Mhm.
things started happening
Come on,
for
man.
a lot of different things.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh, we got a plaque last year.
Yo, come on, man. You missing
Yeah,
out. You
we
holding out. You holding
hold
out,
on, let
brother.
me see.
Come
Let me
on.
see if I can get this off the wall real
Yeah,
quick.
please. I'm really loving this
Oh,
for you, man. This is great to hear from again when the first time we met. You already had your flow going and things were already happening. Look, oh dang, come on, brother.
yeah, we got a plaque last year for I'm Still Here. It peaked at number 23 on the Christian charts last year.
Come
So
on, brother.
hopefully the first of many. And anybody who thinks I just got this off Etsy, I got the official sticker on the back. It is RIAA certified. So this ain't no Etsy plaque. Oh, it's dusty though.
Let's go.
This ain't no Etsy
Hey,
plaque.
that let you know it been there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Come
it's been
on.
up there for a minute
Yeah,
though.
you already working on the next one.
Absolutely. That's
Come
another
on,
part of the
man.
reason why I pushed the
Hallelujah.
pre-orders. That happened. I because again, I'm human. That
Mhm.
happened because the song came out and it was being pushed to an older generation of people that
Mhm.
grew up buying music. So they
Ah,
went and they bought
yes.
the song, and that helped push it up the charts. The streams came. I don't
Let's
know
get
who it
it.
is that's listening to it, but I get a ton of streams on that song in Germany. But shout out to Germany. How y'all doing? But
Yo.
yeah, that song is really popular in Germany for me. So the streams are still there, but people going and purchasing that song is what helped us get that plaque. And I say us because I couldn't have done that without the people who support and
Mhm.
God. So
Loving that, man. Loving that, brother. Um, again, you said you're officially now at your year anniversary for being back active in the church. Um,
hmm
loving that for you, bro. I think I am what 2021, so 4 years, and I'm not even gonna give it that full four. I would say maybe a good three, 2.5 strong. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that just to be fair, just for somebody who
that's
counts,
fair. That's fair.
somebody out there counting. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
But
you're gonna get that text message on the side. It
yeah,
was like, you
exactly.
know you
Yeah,
missed.
you remember you missed these few Sundays. I
Yep. They
told my
keep it.
brother or
You know
somebody
them old
watching
folks be
right now.
they keep tally.
Yep,
I ain't
yep.
see you at church Sunday, Calvin. Where you been?
Exactly, man. But I want to see, bro. Like, what if for anyone out there who's maybe um still looking for that reason or that kick to think of, why do I necessarily need to get back active in church? Kind of like, a lot of people are good for the live, which isn't wrong. I think as long as you're a part of a body, essentially, you're being involved, but just like truly deciding, okay, I'm ready to get back active or serve at a church or be involved in a church. Do you have something or something that makes you understand or the reason why it's so important to you?
So I wouldn't say overheard a conversation because I was in the room when the conversation was happening, but it was a conversation that my dad and my aunt Cindy were having. My aunt Lori was there as well, and they were all just talking about the difference between, being in the church, being around the church,
Uh-huh.
watching church, etc. To your point, people being able to watch church on the live, it's great. It's
Right.
part of the technology that we have. It allows the word, the message to go out to people who may not physically be able to get to church, whether it be
Yeah.
physically not able to, they're not even in the same city, state, country, side of the world, whatever the case may be. That's great. But as we all know, and we learned this throughout COVID, and now with the return to office thing, people
Mhm.
get distracted when something is just playing on their phone.
Ooh, that's good.
So you can't really be 100% in tuned. I'm not
Hmm.
saying it's impossible, but the
Right.
likelihood of you being 100% in tune with what's being taught to you on a live stream of church is pretty slim because you're gonna get distracted by something. Even in the time that we've been on this talk show, I've had
Yeah.
notifications come in that have kind of grabbed my attention.
Right. Yeah.
So I know that the devil will use these same notifications. Look, there's a DoorDash notification. The
Okay.
devil will use the notifications that pop up on your screen to distract you from a specific part of that message that you probably needed to hear.
Yes. Come on. Come on.
So, with the church being like the church itself, it's not the building, it's the
Hmm.
people.
Hmm.
And
Yes. Come
if
on.
is if the church is nothing but old people, eventually the church will die
Come on.
because the church is the people.
Come on.
So you need all of the generations of people. If you, as an adult with kids, are
Mm.
only ever watching church, then that's all your kids are going to know is to watch church.
That's
They
good.
can't really get involved in pushing the church forward if
Yeah.
they only see church on the TV in the living room on Sunday morning for an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
to be involved. That's why more and more churches are losing their youth department because there's not enough youth. You
Yeah.
need to be able to get the
Yeah.
youth in church. You need every age range. You need the
Right.
young adults like ourselves. You need the teenagers. We want to be able to
Mhm.
celebrate the high school graduates, the college
Right.
graduates, the elementary school graduates. Like
Yeah.
I remember growing up in church, like you pull up on Sunday, it was hard to find a parking spot. Like the church was so big that people were
Yeah.
sitting everywhere. Obviously, I would run to the back corner in the
Yeah.
shadows
Yeah.
doing because
Just
I wasn't
good.
trying to pay attention. But like we as a Christian community need to get back to that. I'm not saying everybody needs to be mega church, Potter's house,
Hmm.
Joel Osteen down in Houston type stuff, but the community that came with people actively and physically being in church
Uh-huh.
and finding their gift and being able to use that gift to help the church, thus
Yeah.
help the community and the people around them, can
Yeah.
help remove a lot of this negative stigma that's out there about churches. Like people are so quick to see something negative about a pastor and be like, see, that's why I don't go to church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That man didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah.
That woman didn't do nothing to you.
Nothing.
The church is not the pastor. The church
Mm,
is not the first lady. The church is not the
mm,
deacons, the ushers, the da da da. It is the coming together of all those people that
yes.
make the church what it is. And if your reason for not going is one person,
Mm,
like look at it this way.
that's good, brother.
We all about our money. We all about our money, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you got $10 million
Okay.
and somebody stole $1 from you,
Uh-huh.
are you going to be spending the rest of your time and days trying to get that dollar back?
Mm.
Or are you going to be grateful for the fact that you still have $9,999,999?
I think I'm gonna focus on the 9,999,999.
Thank you. So if
Yeah.
like church hurt is a thing,
Mm-hmm.
but that doesn't mean you got to abandon all churches. You
That's
may not
real.
get what you need from the church on Avenue A,
Right, right,
but
right,
that
right.
don't mean you can't go over to Boulevard B and get what you needed.
Come on, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So people
That's
need to
real.
get back physically into the churches
Yeah, I agree
because
with that.
otherwise the churches will start dying off. I mean, you can
So,
go in any city and you can see a church on every corner. People say
mhm.
it in their welcomes. You could have been to any church on it. It's churches and donut shops. You're gonna see them in every neighborhood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Nah,
like,
you hit
pick
on
you a
that.
donut shop and pick you a church to go to. And
Yeah.
if you like church and donuts, come to New Fellowship because we have donuts. My dad
Cool.
literally invites people to get coffee and
Yeah.
tea and little what's that word he uses? Accoutrement or
Come
whatever.
on
He
now.
he be using
Yeah.
them big old words for no reason. Hors d'oeuvres.
I
It's
love that.
snacks. But like it makes people feel comfortable because people got comfortable at home
Hmm.
watching church,
Yeah.
so why not come bring similar comforts, not the same.
Mm.
Don't show up to church
Good.
in your bathrobe, in your
Yes.
bonnets and
Yeah.
whatnot. I know it says come as you are, but you got clothes.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
put some
yeah.
clothes on and come to church.
No, that's really good, brother. I think you hit on every single piece of that, bro. Every single piece. Like it's so important to understand that everyone has a designated and designed piece and part of God's ministry, and we
Hmm.
all need to know that every single piece, big or small, is very, very important. And we are lacking it when we are not choosing to come and give that gift that God gave you for you to use at the church and choosing
Absolutely.
to you're choosing your comfort rather than your service.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
how
you
are you
do
are you
not you do
serving this
not grow when
this
you're comfortable.
life?
You do not grow when you're comfortable.
Yeah,
Anybody who has ever had to take care of any kind of plant,
yeah,
you buy the plant in a small little pot
yeah.
and it's only going to grow so much. And either you going to uproot it out of that pot and put it into a bigger pot, or it's going to
Mm,
bust through the pot. But by any means necessary, that plant is going to do whatever it takes to
mm,
live before it finally will give up and
mm,
die. So if you are only comfortable watching church because you're comfortable doing it at home,
mm. You're never gonna grow out that pot.
you're never going to be able to grow out that pot of I
Yeah,
watch church from home.
dang, brother, that was really good.
Go be amongst the other plants.
Yeah,
You got to pollinate.
dang, that
Get
was
some
good.
bees,
Be
some
some bees or
butterflies.
something. Yes, come on, man. Some produce some honey, man. That was good. You know what?
Yeah.
I want to follow up with that, man. I want to I want to make sure we add some verses in here, man. Again, another or just biblically why it's important for us to participate in the body of the church.
Hmm.
And I have Romans 12:4-5, and this is the NIV version for anyone
Yep.
who's want to follow along.
That's all we read
Therefore,
at church
though,
now.
yeah, yeah, I think that's a new age thing too. Yeah, yeah, we're as millennials. But the verse reads, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." So again, man, we all you can't make disciples if you're sitting, at the house, or if you're not out being a part of that body. And I think that is what's the other saying? To be fishers of men.
Yep, be
Yeah,
fishers of men.
fishers of men, man. You got to get out there. If you're in where it's comfortable, um, or if you're in where it's convenient for you and by yourself, it's probably comfortable and convenient for others too. But you got to shake up to shake out, man. So
Every time Jesus performed a miracle for someone, he made
mm,
them get uncomfortable before it worked.
spit,
They had to
spit.
get uncomfortable. They had to do
Yeah,
something they hadn't done before or
come on,
hadn't done in a while in order to do it.
come on, Peter.
It wasn't just going to happen. Come
Mm-mm.
walk on this water.
Come on,
Come walk on this water. Come
welcome to the
break
water.
through this crowd.
Yeah,
That man got lowered through the roof of the church to get
come
to
on.
Jesus.
Mm. What's the lady
Come
that
on
had
now.
right through the crowd just to touch a
Yeah,
garment?
just to touch
Come
the
on,
hem of his garment.
come on, man.
The
Woo.
blind man had to get touched twice,
Two times.
2 times.
Come on, brother.
But like the comfort is great.
Yeah,
Like, but leave
yeah.
comfort for your couch, your bed, comfort
Mm-hmm.
food.
Yeah,
But like you got to have an uncomfortable praise. You got to have an uncomfortable relationship
come on.
with Christ in order for you to get the growth that you want. Get uncomfortable.
Loving that. Hitting on that. Man, so if we can encourage anybody out there, man, we encourage all of the listeners to definitely go and get involved at your church. He shouted out his, shout out mine, Ewan Street, Dallas, Texas. Again, if you just need a reason to come out before you decide to get up this next Sunday, we got a block party June 19th. Come and check us out. And then worship Friday that following day. So June 19th through the 21st. We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come and check us out. And again, you want to go ahead and shout your church out again, brother?
Yeah, shout out to my church, New Fellowship Church of Fort Worth. We're located at 5420 Flamingo Road in Fort Worth, Texas, where my dad, Pastor Patrick J. Diggs, is
Oh.
the original J. Diggs,
Yeah,
and he's the pastor.
the original J Diggs.
And like whatever you want to do, if you got a gift that you want to use and you want a place to use it,
Yeah,
we
man.
invite you there. Just don't
Come on.
think you taking over my soundboard because it's not going to happen. And if you think you can sing, come join the choir. But
Yes, sir.
just know I hear everything. And
Yeah.
if you get off key, I'm turning that mic down.
I'm gonna tell you down. That's funny, brother. We getting it with 7:41. We're gonna jump here into this next one, man. I want to see, bro. Do you have anything right now in your season, and want to kind of run through this one real fast before we get into our would you rather Bible trivia?
Hmm.
Um, do you have anything right now in your specific season? Just from here, what I'm hearing, it seems like it's a up going mountain, like you're running up the mountain, or maybe you're on the side where you're running down now. I don't know, but
No, I
um,
definitely feel like I'm still going up.
still going up,
Yeah,
still
still
going
going
up,
up.
still going up. Is there anything right now that you feel like God is teaching you? He's like shouting out loud to you, like Jordan, this is the lesson, and you walking through that course right now. It's just anything.
For me, I feel like it's it's patience.
Mm,
And it's patience in the sense of I know it's there,
that's
but
hard.
that doesn't mean that
Now,
I need it right now.
yeah, come
Like
on, bro.
I can see where it is, and maybe I can't see it. Maybe I think I see the destination, and it's really just a checkpoint to where
Hmm.
God is wanting me to go. But
Hmm.
even to get to this destination or checkpoint, I got to be patient because it doesn't mean that it's time for me to get there right now. I've had people compliment me on my patience in dealing with angry customers, dealing
Hmm.
with annoying people and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But my patience and my test of my patience comes in, I know what I'm capable of. I know that I'm doing what needs to be done to get to where I need to be, but
Mm,
being patient enough to know that I
yeah.
will get to that destination or that checkpoint or whatever it is in God's timing. Because when I
Mm,
try to rush it and make things happen, and I'm notorious for this. I feel like I've been in this season of patience for a long time. When I
yeah.
think I'm the one like, oh, I know how to do this, I'm gonna do it this way. and I kind of deviate off that path, that GPS will
Boy,
reroute me back,
every
whether
time.
it be a good way or a bad
Yeah,
way. It's gonna
yeah.
get me back on that right path, and I gotta
20 more
learn the
minutes.
patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't deviated off the path thinking I was gonna shorten my trip 20 minutes,
Made it
and now
longer.
I've extended it an hour.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel like right now for me it's learning the patience
I love
and
that.
everything that goes in with it. So
Yeah. I think, and you know what? Exact same for me too, bro. Exact same for me. It's two things I pray for every night, and one is wisdom, and the other is patience. Both of them are two scary things because usually the more you pray for something, the more he find a fun way to make you earn it.
yep.
Ah man, and patience is definitely one of those things that he like. Okay, you need some patience. I'm gonna teach you how to have that patience.
Yep.
You want some wisdom? Oh boy, I'm a teacher.
You
Teacher to
gonna
find.
learn it. You
Oh,
gonna learn today.
oh, I'm gonna teach you how to learn some wisdom, boy.
Yeah, see, I
But
haven't gotten to the point where I can pray for wisdom because I don't have because I need the patience to wait for the wisdom to come. So God give
yo,
me the patience first to know what I need to wait on and understand that I'm waiting for a reason.
hmm,
So that
yeah,
when I get to where I need to be, where it's time to pick up the wisdom, I can
hmm,
know, all right, now I'm gaining these things, I'm gaining this knowledge, I'm gaining this wisdom, the forethought,
good for the wait, yeah.
but it's happening as I need it. Like I'm not learning things that I'm gonna need 10 years down the road. I'm
Hmm.
learning things that I'm gonna probably need when I get off this live, or I'm
Yeah,
learning things that I'm gonna need when I'm driving to work tomorrow.
yeah.
Like that kind of patience coupled with the wisdom. So you definitely are further down that road than I am because I have not started praying for wisdom yet.
Nah, I think I'm just knuckleheaded. When I was in when I played football, when I was and this just a weird story. When I was younger, um, I was always like one of the fastest people in my class, but I played running back. Instead of running past people like the defense, I was one of the people that like I wanted to truck you. So
Run through.
I'm
Yep.
running, I'm trying to run through you instead of. And my coach would always be like, hit the outside, run. You're fast. Just run around. No, no,
Yep.
sorry, coach. In the moment, I ain't even thinking about that.
Mm-mm.
There he is, head first. Ah, you
Yep.
know,
Trying to get through like a
and
bus.
yeah. And I think that's also me in my faith walk. I'm like head first, like he just give it all to me now. And something my dad tells me literally all the time. If I'm helping him with something, or he's helping me with something, or he's giving me advice with something. Again, my dad's my pastor as well, Bishop Henson.
Hmm.
He always advises me like, slow down, take it one at a time. Or if I'm throwing a lot at him, hey, you moving too fast for me. You moving too fast. Just come on, hit one, hit the next, hit the one, and hit the next. And I'm like, let's just do this, and this, and let's do it all together at one time. And you know me, I'm gonna draw the outline for it to make it a little bit easier for me.
You're gonna drop your own instructions.
Yeah, but man, it is important to have that patience, to like you said, maybe having the patience and then getting the wisdom so that you have the patience for the wisdom that you're gonna have to, for the weight in gaining the wisdom.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Absolutely.
good, brother. That's good. Ah, you know what? And before we jump into that, we've had a lot of participation here in the chat. A lot of people are loving what you're talking about, Jay. Um, no matter how comfortable you are, you got to keep going. Um, hashtag go and grow. Um, look, pollinate into the world. I think that was when you were talking about um slow. What were you saying? Something about the plants, right? If
Oh
you're
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
getting
No,
too
if you're a
comfortable, and
plant and you
yeah,
yeah,
you
you
won't be
can't
able to
grow
grow
if
out
you
your
don't
pot.
go.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of speak truth, a lot of celebrations for you, brother. um Nothing can stop God's plan and things, bro. It's going on and on. It's going on and on. But now
Amazing. I didn't
back
even
here.
I didn't even know I could see the comments. Look, I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
learned
it's right.
something. There's some wisdom.
I'm sitting here learning how to use it too, brother. But next here, bro, we're gonna jump into this Bible trivia. I wrote down a few questions. Want to see how you gonna answer these.
Oh man.
And one of my questions, and we kind of already hit on. I was gonna ask, would you rather have patience or would you rather have wisdom? And I think Well, you've answered that. You definitely
Definitely would rather have
know.
patience.
Yeah.
Because, well, I can even expound on that a little bit, not to tarry on too much,
Yeah,
but
of
when you
course.
have patience, you got the patience to figure it out. And when you
Mm.
have wisdom, you might know the solution, but you don't have the patience to work the solution.
Ooh.
But when you have patience, you you're willing to work through it until you get to the solution. So I would
Mhm.
much rather have patience to be able to work through and get to the solution than to know the solution and not have the patience to work it and end up messing it up.
You preaching to me right there, brother. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think you were talking too high.
Yeah, quit running through that line.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta take just run around, bro. Run around. Yeah. Ah, all right, we're gonna hit you here. Look, yeah. See, got some comments. Yeah, that's and my mom commenting on her. Absolutely. So I'm telling you, look, I be trying to run through the line. I be trying to run through the line.
That's why the shelf life on running backs is not what it used to be because they
That is
always want to run through
true.
the line.
That is a fact. That is a
Quarterbacks can play for 20 seasons. A running back loses his stock in 3 seasons.
come on. Yeah, that is a fact. Hey, that is so true. That is so true.
They
Yeah,
getting hit too much.
yeah. They are getting hit. Yeah, getting banged up. Hmm. All right, brother. Would you rather? First one. Would you rather walk on water with Jesus? Would you rather have watched him raise Lazarus from the dead?
It's funny that you asked this because I sent a message in my family group chat today. It's got my dad, my aunt, and everybody in there. And
Mm,
the question I asked, because I saw it on a post, it was like, because they talk about Jesus walking on water, and they
yeah.
were like, so if Jesus stood on a river,
Mm.
would he be stationary or would he be moving with the river like a conveyor belt?
Oh snap! Yeah, because the flow of the water, huh?
Exactly.
That
But no,
makes it even scary for me.
yeah, like it was like which one of the, but no,
Yeah,
I would rather walk on water with Jesus than to have watched him raise the dead. And that's
yeah,
because I am very uncomfortable around those who are dead, dying, or look as though they may be getting like
yeah,
it it takes a lot, like, and it's crazy because I'm a PK. I grew up in the church, been
yeah,
to a lot of funerals,
yeah.
and I had never participated in a funeral on the program until my grandmother passed in 2019. And it's
Yeah.
because she wrote the program for the funeral. And so we
Oh,
had to follow
yeah.
the program that she wrote for her funeral, and I had to speak.
Oh,
And I was like,
that's
I never want to do that again. Then I had
yeah.
to officiate a funeral in 2021. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
yeah. So I was like, nope, don't want to do that again.
Yeah.
So sorry, Jesus. Sorry, Lazarus. Like, I catch you when you all cleaned up and
Yeah.
whatnot, and you don't look like death anymore.
It was
Like,
like
come
that.
catch me
Yeah.
then. Come catch me out on the water with
Gets me on
Jesus
the
when you
water.
don't look like death anymore.
You tripping.
All right,
Catch
but
me
for
on the
you,
water.
which one? Which one? You gonna watch the resurrection or you gonna walk on the water?
So at first I was gonna say him raise that Lazarus from the dead
Mm.
because I can't swim, so I'm not good with water. I'm a person that's like I'm not looking forward to going on no cruises or anything like that. Nah, I'm certain. See, this is where I know I am probably where Peter was, where I needed to continue working on my faith, and Jesus would have been having to talk to me. No, look at me. I feel you, Peter. I feel you, brother. Look, cause yeah, I get out there in that water. You want me looking? Do you not see what's going on out here? You know. But
Imagine standing on the water and
oh,
there's fish and sharks
exactly.
and stuff swimming under your feet.
Big fish
That's
too.
like, yeah, because
Nah.
they weren't just in a lake; they were in the
Hmm.
sea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
And
no.
me and my twin brother, we got I don't even know if you want to call it a phobia, but we grew up being afraid of big fish. We used to be babysat by some of the ladies at our church, and we just remember that they used to have big fish. This aquarium, or not aquarium, but this big fish tank, and they had these big old fish flying around. You couldn't get us to walk past that thing. You could not get us to walk past that thing. I'll tell you, they
I
had to
thought this
carry
was
us.
gonna be a. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be a phobia of big fish because of Jonah and the big fish, not
Nah, nah,
because of
nah.
the ladies that babysat you.
Hey, yeah.
Wow.
Look, ever since we try to go fishing and stuff, and I'm just being grateful that I've never caught a fish because I'm still waiting on the day to know exactly how I'm gonna handle like grabbing a fish or touching a fish and all that.
Nope. Not
Yeah,
me. That's not a me thing. My dad loves to go
yeah.
fishing. My little brother goes with him. I don't even eat fish, so I'm not.
Really?
What do I want to catch the fish for? I'm not gonna eat it.
Brother, had some catfish today.
Mm-mm. The closest thing I get to any kind of fish is like Long John Silver's, and I know that's fake
Well,
fish.
yeah,
But you
that's
know
not
what?
fish.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like occasionally I might eat some catfish depending on who cooked it and where
Yeah.
it's from.
Oh,
I might do the shrimp at Benihana,
yes, sir.
but me and fish and seafood, nah.
Crawfish. Oh,
I got real nope, don't do crawfish. I got real sick off some bad
hmm,
shrimp when I was a kid and kind of never went back to any kind of seafood.
yeah,
So I
that'll
was
do it.
like, nah.
That'll do
Yeah.
it.
The same way the fish tank scared you guys,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bad
yeah.
shrimp scared me away from it. So
We scarred, brother. We scarred. That's what. All right, bro. I got my next one here. It's involving boats still. Would you rather be in the boat during the storm that Jesus calmed, or would you rather have seen him feed 5,000 with the 5 loaves of food and 2 pieces of fish?
mm.
I'm gonna guess that you not worried about the 5 loaves and 2 pieces of fish because you don't want
I
to eat.
mean, I'd have been the only one out there just eating bread.
Starving, brother. You mean?
I'd just been eating bread. Yo, can I get some butter for the bread, like some
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse butter or something? No, I would have rather been on the boat in the storm. And here's
Yeah.
the reason why. If his voice
Mm,
can stop the storm,
yeah.
I want to hear what that sounds like.
Come on, bro.
What does a voice that can
Mm,
calm a raging storm on the sea sound like?
yeah.
Like, you know how loud thunder is?
Yeah.
Imagine a voice that can make thunder shut up.
Yeah. Come on.
That I want to
Come
hear
on.
that. I
Yeah.
want to hear the voice that made thunder say shh.
Yeah.
He put a silencer on thunder.
Ah, funny story, man. When I was younger, I used to like have a again, man. I sound like a just scary, don't I? Dang. I'm thinking now I need to stop telling my stories, man. um, dang, hello. I used to be a little afraid of the thunder, and my very first, or not my first time, maybe, but I was young, and I guess one of the times that I had acknowledged the story that story that you just mentioned there, where Jesus spoke to the storm and calmed it. I used to like do that or try to do that, like try to calm myself to be as calm as could get, and then like close my eyes and just be like, "Storm, stop," or "Storm, go away," or "Storm, I
Yep.
rebuke you in the name of Jesus," kind of thing. I used to do that, and bro, sometimes I felt like it was, maybe it's in my head or whatever, but um, that right there was my answer would be definitely like you said with him on the storm because I want to know what that voice is, feel that voice, know what that anointed kind of like that stops all things.
Yeah, it's like that same voice that raised Lazarus
Come on,
calmed the storm,
come on,
but also comforted so many people. So
come
it's
on.
like, did he have to turn on his dad voice and was like, Lazarus, get up? Like when I got to tell my son to get up in the morning,
Right.
or when my dad used to yell at me to get up in the morning, that voice was that
Yeah.
kind of like the voice that he had to use that like to tell a storm to stop. Like
Mm,
that's the crazy, like that's the kind of voice that you want to hear, as long as
and
it's not like coming down on you, like
mm,
you done messed up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know what? To everybody, that voice probably sounds different. You know what I'm saying? It sounds
Mhm.
exactly like what it needed to be in that moment, bro.
Oh
But
yeah.
that was really good. That was really good that you mentioned that right there. Like we could talk about that for. And I'm trying to catch myself because that no, that was really good. That was really good. Next question here though. Would you rather wrestle with an angel like Jacob or speak to God through a burning bush like Moses?
What was the first part again? You cut out there for a second.
Would you rather wrestle an angel like Jacob or speak to God through a burning bush like Moses?
Question: which angel do I have to wrestle? It's not Michael, is it?
Nah, he didn't wrestle Michael, and I'm not certain if it mentioned which. Oh wait, does it?
Okay,
Yeah, this.
I mean,
I'm
because
a
I'm not trying to
research that.
wrestle an archangel.
Yeah,
Like,
no, my Michael. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not trying to
yeah.
wrestle God's prime warrior. Like, nah,
Angel did.
let me wrestle a cherub or something. One of the little cute ones. Have you ever like read where the Bible talks about what angels look like and how scary that
Yes,
sounds?
yes.
So
You know,
like,
also AI. There's a new thing where AI produces like this image of what's
yeah,
described
I've
as
seen
love.
those. And
Yeah,
even knowing that those are
mhm,
AI generated
yeah,
scares
yeah,
the life out of me. So I'm gonna
yeah.
take the burning bush because
I'm not
like
wrestling with that.
because yeah, I'm not like I saw one, it looked like a giant eyeball with a bunch of little eyeballs and like
Exactly.
a couple
Yeah.
dozen wings. Like how do you
Yeah.
fight something like that? It's gonna see you no matter where you coming from. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be able to get away
Yeah.
from you even if you can't catch it because it's got wings. I don't have wings.
Yeah. 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 And
So
I'm
like
not
give
grabbing
me
that.
the burning bush that's obviously not gonna burn up
Mm.
because but then you again I guess it comes down to me being able to hear something
Yeah,
because
I was
you're
gonna say
talking
you
to
gotta think
God.
about that, bro.
You're talking to
Yeah.
God. So now you don't went
Walking
from
past the random
hearing the
book.
voice that brought somebody back from the dead, hearing the
Uh-huh.
voice that calmed the storm. Now
Uh,
you get to hear the voice that commanded the voice.
come on.
So now you're going back to the source.
Preaching right now, brother.
Because you're not talking to Jesus through the bush. You're
Oh,
talking to God.
well. Come on.
So now you didn't I'd already heard Jesus' voice. I've heard his dad voice and his
Mm,
maybe other dad voice. Now I get to hear his dad's voice. Yeah,
yeah.
so give me the bush.
Now you hit with that. Me too. Me too. My easy answer was there because I'm not wrestling an angel. Um,
Mm-mm.
and I'm looking
Mm-mm.
here and I'm researching it. Now I'm angel of Esau. Yeah. So the Bible doesn't specifically mention who it was or
Okay.
which angel it was that he was wrestling. But
It was probably a cherub. It was
yeah, yeah,
one of them angels that got in trouble for something, and he was like, you know what, you gotta go fight him.
right. Yeah.
You
And
go
yeah,
fight him.
it definitely couldn't have been Michael because
Yeah,
it was
that
jumping.
would not have gone
Yeah,
well.
it's not going well. That's not going well. Would you wrestle or would you rather battle David or Goliath?
I mean, we already know that Goliath got a weak neck, so
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
taking Goliath. Like
yeah.
if
But
not granted,
are you good with the slingshot though? That's
yeah.
what he had a
That's the
special,
thing.
you
He
know.
was good with the he was David was probably out there practicing, making sure he could hit the target.
Yeah,
Goliath over here partying,
yeah.
doing his thing. He a giant
And big
amongst
and strong.
men,
Yeah,
so yeah, he like you know what I ain't, he was Goliath was unprepared. He was
exactly,
arrogant.
bro.
And I feel like anytime Goliath gonna go up against someone who's smaller, he gonna do that same thing. So I feel like
Yeah.
my odds against Goliath are
Hmm.
gonna be better because David had preparation.
Hmm.
He
That was okay.
prepared.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
like
give
how
me
I
Goliath.
see what you did there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see what you
give
did
me
there. You
Goliath.
thought about it all. Yeah. For me, I was my original was David. Of course, our stories we know that David beat Goliath. Which made Goliath the underdog. You never
Yep.
want to, you never want to count out the underdog. Never count out the
Well,
underdog.
David technically was the
Yeah.
underdog because they assumed because him
In
being a
in that
child
scenario,
against it in that scenario, yes.
but
But with
now
the end
we know David
result,
is not the
like if
you
you
know.
if this was prize picks and the over under was
Come on,
like if you
come
that
on.
one
People
person
were
that
going,
decided
yeah,
to bet it all on David,
yeah,
you came out on top.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
But
I was like, I got pretty good hand-eye coordination. I
I
think
wouldn't even use the
I think
slingshot. I'm gonna throw it.
and
Like,
that too. I was like, I think now instead of me having to fight Goliath, for me and David, it'll be rock versus rock, man. Look, I'm throwing
yeah.
them at you, you throwing them at me. Whoever get hit, hey,
If I run in a zigzag towards you, you're gonna have to see these hands.
hey, come on,
So these are the only rocks that I need. I just
come
gotta get
on,
past the ones that you
come
throw.
on. But if you fighting Goliath, that's a whole nother fight.
But he's big, so he probably can't maneuver very quickly either.
True.
So if you can move around him pretty quickly, he's got to have some big blind spots because he big. And I mean, I'm sure he had his homies, and his homies hyped him up. Like, hey man,
He was
you
ready,
know
bro.
that little kid David over there playing with
Yeah,
some loincloth
they
and
counted him
some
out.
stones.
They counted him out, but it was a
Absolutely.
slingshot, bro. Strategy.
Yeah, no, I can't do the slingshot.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna take
yeah. I think
Goliath
I'm gonna do.
because
Yeah, yeah. I think you
yeah,
made it sound
I'm not because David
like
got God on his side. I do
come
too,
on, come
and
on.
Goliath doesn't. So I may
Yeah,
not have a slingshot, but I got a shot. So
you could. Would you rather see the walls of Jericho fall down, or would you rather walk the parted Red Sea? I think that's my best question right there.
mm,
Would you rather see the walls of Jericho fall down, or would you rather walk the parted Red Sea? We got a few comments here. David fighting bears and things. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
definitely
David
Goliath.
had to do a lot of fighting in
David is
his life.
David is ready, bro.
Um, I don't
Again,
know, man.
see the walls of Jericho fall down, or walk the parted Red Sea. I think
I
I'm gonna go
would.
with the parted Red Sea.
I'm gonna go with the walls of Jericho because I
Yeah.
like to see the facial expression on people
Mm,
when something that they swear won't happen happens. I love to see the realization of terrible irony for
mhm.
those who don't believe in what it is that you're doing.
That belief
When
part,
people
yeah.
count you out and they don't believe in what you're doing, just that I told you so that you get to give,
Mm.
that's something different.
You just
But I mean,
want to
seeing the
sit in
Red
that.
Sea get parted, I would I wish I could say both because I want to see how it happened. Like, did it come up
Yeah,
as walls,
yeah,
or
exactly.
did it just recede into more ocean so that the path was cleared? Like,
Hmm. Yeah,
because
you
you've
know what?
seen like
It's a
there's
good verse.
so many different ways that it's been portrayed. Like some portrayals show it coming up and creating these walls, and then
Hmm.
some portray it as like an ocean that just kind of receded from itself.
And strong east
So
wind
I
caused the
would like
sea.
to know how that happened, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with seeing the walls fall.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't say specifically on that either, but it does say, um, of course, God providing the path. Moses stretched out his hand, and a strong east wind caused the sea to divide.
So it sounds like an east
So
wind came
east
through and
wind, so
pushed it.
maybe it just kind of
Yeah,
maybe or it may be a wave essentially.
it could have been. I have this little meme that I found forever ago that I come across every now and then, and it's like it's a fish, and he's got a tie on and a suit, like a little briefcase or whatever. And
Yes,
his boss is like, "You're late again. What happened?" And he's like, "You're not gonna
you're
believe
not
this."
gonna
And it
believe
shows
it.
the sea parted, and he's like, "You gotta be kidding!"
Yo,
Like,
no, yeah, I love that meme. That's yeah, that's funny.
like you gotta be kidding me.
Yes.
Knowing that was his last straw, he was gonna leave. His boss was probably like, "What you mean? Some
Nah,
people
fact.
walked in front of you."
He been on fair. He been trying to be on time all week. Got another good one. Would you rather be thrown in the fiery furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, or be in the lion's den with Daniel?
I'm gonna take the Lions Den with Daniel because I'm a cat person. So again, lions are just big cats.
You gonna try to talk to the
Yeah,
lion. Yeah,
scratch them
try
behind
to
the
pet
ear and
it.
whatnot. And
Yeah.
I'm in there with Daniel, so I already know we gonna make it out. Might as well enjoy the company of the lions. I'm not a big heat person.
Ah,
Like, I
you
know
need
I
some
was born in
AC.
June. I know I was born in summer. I live in
Yeah.
Texas. I don't like the heat.
Boy, see,
I don't
I'm
like
need
the
some
heat.
AC in there.
I don't like the heat because it's like when it's hot,
Uh-huh.
like you can only take off so much and you
Mm.
still be hot. At
That is
least
true.
if it's cold, you can keep putting layers on and eventually get comfortable.
Yeah.
You can't get comfortable in heat. So give me the lions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know on that one. I'm reading the comments. We got the comments saying fiery furnace. I think I'm going with that too. I think I'm gonna go with the fiery furnace, man.
Why the furnace? I wanna
Well,
hear that side. Like, what's the argument on the furnace?
the lion. I know for sure. I just know for sure that the lion is gonna attack me. I can't control the brain of the animal. You know, like maybe I can try to connect with it, but I won't be able to read what it's thinking. So I don't think at any point I would be comfortable, you know, or feel like, okay, I got there. You know, of course, obviously, I'm sure Daniel wasn't thinking he was going to communicate with the lion either. And faith won. Got, you know, it was all God. You know, so
Yeah.
thank God that God would be with me in the lion's den. But with the fiery furnace, I'm not expecting it to change its mind. You know, like I'm going into the fire, and I got one way out of here. I'm praying this one out.
But with the fire, like say we're going into both of these situations not knowing what we know.
Right.
Death by lion is gonna be a lot faster than death by fire.
True.
So if
Ooh,
you're expecting to die, not knowing that God is gonna step in and protect you, I
that
would
changed.
rather die quickly than to
Right.
suffer in the fire. Because there's no guarantee that you're gonna die quickly in a fire. You're gonna have to go through all the different degrees of burn. It's
Yeah.
gonna burn through your clothes first before it starts to burn you. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's already burning my arms because I'm wearing a t-shirt. So it's burning my arms, it's burning my face. Then it finally gets through the clothes. Now it's burning my torso, and it's just
Yeah.
different levels of torture. That lion can hit you with that paw one time, and you
Yeah.
out of there.
You out of there. Yeah. Now you actually
It
making a
won't matter if it hurt.
very good point. Yeah. You're making dang brother.
Not to change your opinion, but
No,
that's
no,
just how
I
that's
think
how
you
I
did.
log
I think you did. You know, I think
that's how
I
I think
think
about it logically. Like
yeah, no,
if I
that was a
not
really good
knowing
point.
that God is gonna protect me, if I
Yeah.
just know this is gonna lead to death, then
Exactly.
yeah, give me
Yeah.
the lion.
Right. No, that's uh, ditto, my brother.
And then when God does protect me, I get to ride out of the lion's den on a lion.
On the line.
Imagine what people look. It was like, oh yeah, he survived the fiery furnace. Oh, he must have found the one part of the
Right
furnace
there.
that just happened
Yeah.
to not be hot. No, I rode out of the den on a lion. Come on, Simba, let's go.
Come on, Simba. Yeah, you crazy, bro. You crazy. All right, man. It's now 8:11. We're getting
Ooh,
we can start go ahead and getting ready to wrap this one up, man. Again, brother, it's always fun, bro. This was fun, bro. It's man,
yes.
again, I can't remember I cannot believe it's been since August. Like
Time flies.
dang,
Time
time is really
flies.
flying, bro. You doing a lot of big things, bro. Super proud, bro. You,
Thank
the
you.
church,
Thank you.
the projects you got going, the project you just finished. You know, what is it? Dream Sunset that you got going. You got clothing out. Just all of the stuff you got going, brother. It's an amazing thing. I be seeing you online, your family, everyone looking healthy and strong. Beautiful
Yes, sir.
family, bro. Super proud of you, bro. We want to give you flowers. If I can't give you anything else,
Thank you.
um,
Thank you.
before we close, I also just want to offer a quick verse to all of the listeners. Just hitting on collisions 3:23 and 24. And I think it's this hit on right on the subject of what we was hitting on today, bro. Just doing everything that we do unto God with everything in our hearts and trying to be the truest selves. So the verse reads, and again, the NIV version. Whatever you do, work at it with all of your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving.
Amen.
My brother,
In everything you do.
yes, sir. Everything.
Absolutely. Hey, fun fact for those of you who didn't know, Bone Thugs and Harmony prays as a group every time before they go on stage.
Mm.
I know for the longest time people were like, "Oh, they're devil worshippers and
Yes.
no, they're."
Yes, I was just about to say.
So me and my band, we prayed before every rehearsal,
Huh.
every journey back and forth for rehearsals and stuff like that, and we prayed before we performed. We were outside in the back when they pulled up before they went on stage. They made sure everything was good. They were listening to what's going on inside. Then they got together and prayed, and we prayed with them. We have
Oh,
zero pictures of us with them, but we do
yeah.
have the experience of getting to pray with Bone Thugs and Harmony before they went on stage.
That's dope. No, that's really dope because again, like you said, brother, there was that story or rumor that they were devil worshippers. Them
I
and
mean,
like it was like them and 3 6 Mafia or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
the imagery that they've used in a lot of their stuff kind of help to feed in
yeah,
that. They
kind of
got songs about Ouija boards and murder and stuff like that, but really, that's just it's all in entertainment. Like entertainment
entertainment
is what it is.
right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cool, man. Well, man, man, we could talk for days, man. We need to go
Oh
ahead and
yeah,
schedule our next one. But we're gonna wrap this one up, man. Again, thank everybody for joining us again today.
thank
For
you,
again another episode of Touching You Talk Show / podcast. Again, another big shout out to Elder Sheila. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For the
thank you
opportunity
so much.
connect and share here on your platform. To everybody, we love you and we hope that you all have a great rest of your night. To my brother Jay Diggs, keep doing big, and keep doing unto God. Um, and again, we love you, bro, and just want to always make sure to share your flowers, man. Any last words you want to give to the people?
Again, thank you to Elder Sheila Black for allowing us on her platform to be able to touch the folks with our words and our stories. Yes, it's crazy that it's been almost a year since we met, but it feels like it was just yesterday, the first time that we
Literally.
talked, but a lot of things happened. Make sure if you guys want to stay in tune with what's going on, you can check my website, itsjdiggs.com for everything. That's itsjdiggs.com. That's my social media handle for everything. I got a lot. I got music that you can listen to all 7 days of the week.
Let's go.
So let's get together. Let's make something happen. And I don't have no predictions for what's gonna happen between now and the next time we get together. Just know next time we get together, it's gonna be even bigger and better,
Let's go. Bigger and better, baby.
bigger and better.
All right, y'all. Again, it's been another great episode. We love you and we thank you. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
Peace.